are in the
Everybody.
cafe. Hi, everybody.
Woohoo!
Got Michelle with me. I don't know if Charlotte's going to be joining us or not. She was a little off today. Like I did hear from her once, but she was like, okay, I know now, but I don't know if I'm going to remember in 5 hours. It's like you could set an alarm on your phone to remind you. Yes, you can. You can. Welcome to the cafe, everybody. Come on in. Grab your
Yes,
coffee.
come in.
Yeah, pull up a chair, hang out with us. We're going to chit chat about stuff. Actually, today is really interesting because we're going to talk about how to ask empowering questions.
Yes.
And this is both for us as readers, maybe you're a professional psychic, so that you can help your clients maybe make their questions a little bit more empowering than the typical yes no. But it's also for you as somebody seeking a reading, seeking a session with somebody, so that you can ask questions that are going to really get you some empowering answers. Now, that said, it kind of flies in against some of the stuff I've said, maybe a little ways back, but relatively recently on the shows, especially when we were talking about my 5 card yes no spread and how I flip flopped on that to the point where, yeah, I'm happy when they ask me a yes no question. And I do that 5 card yes no spread and I get an answer, but it's not just yes or no. It's yes, strong yes, probably yes, maybe no. And then you have 5 cards to work with. And then as I work with the client, that's then when I bring out these questions. And hey, we've got a cool handout for you. In fact, let me give you the handout right now. I'm going to copy this and paste it into the chat here. And then, oh, let me see if I can put it up here on the links. Okay. 99 deep question. You're going to love this PDF, people. Whether you're seeking a reading or you are doing readings for people, here's the URL right here. Psychic, just type in a new place in your, open a new tab in your browser, type in psychic.cafe slash the numbers 99 deep questions. And the PDF will pop up. You can download it or keep it on your computer or print it out or however you want to do it. And this actually comes from a workshop we did for our members a while back. And hey, it's always good to revisit this a few times a year, so everybody gets it, right? Um,
Yep.
Before we go into that, let's give people time to download the PDF and give it the once over. There's basically 5 sections with like 20 questions per section. Yes, or close to 20%. That's how you get the 99. So the first section's about questions about your path, and then questions about love and relationship, questions about career and finances, questions about friends and family, and questions about your health. So it covers all the bases, folks. And I'll put it up on screen when we get to talking about that. Real quick, before we do that, let's do a couple of things. First, hi to everybody in the chat, all of our regulars. Maria's there, Angela's there, Nilda is there,
Oh, hi,
Sally's there,
Nilda.
Dan's
Hi,
there.
Sally.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. We'll get to questions a little bit later in the show, but first of all, I want to do the card of the day, and I'm doing something different. I'm actually doing a card of the day because if you guys have been around for any length of time, I can't only pull one card. I have to pull 2 or 3 cards. Typically, I have 2 cards when I do the cards of the day, but today I'm doing just one card, and there you can see it up there, the 9 of Cups. I love that. That's the wish come true card, literally in tarot, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the 9 of Cups advises you to embrace your happiness, celebrate your achievements, and fully savor the positive aspects of your life. And I think that, we don't celebrate the small milestones as much as we should, right, Michelle?
No, we really don't. And we really should start celebrating more of the small milestones in our lives.
Yes, because we all have these big goals, but as life coaches, we know that the trick is that you backtrack from the point where you're going to achieve the big goal, and then backtrack to now and break it up into little steps. So what do I need to be doing tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day? And all of those, or at least maybe groups of them, become these milestones, small achievements, but it's getting you closer to your goal. And so you want to celebrate them. This leads into gratitude. It's an effect, and you all know how important gratitude is. We talk about it all the time. Michelle just did a whole show on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Gratitude is a precursor to attracting, as in the law of attraction,
Yep.
manifestation. It can get you in the right mindset, so you're not focusing on the lack, but you're focusing on what you actually want to bring in. So the universe, you're putting out the gratitude for all the things you have. The universe then goes, oh, Michelle wants more of that. See how that
Yes.
works? Well,
Yes.
by celebrating your milestones, which is what the Nine of Cups is telling us to do,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not
And
that many drinks. I don't know if you should do 9 drinks when you go celebrate, but I'm just, I see the big 9 cups. I'm imagining them all full up with margarita or wine, or, martinis or something like that. But you celebrate, and that celebration becomes gratitude, and the universe sees it and says, oh, you want more of that. So then each step compiles, like, it I don't know if that's the right word for it. It compounds on the next
yes.
previous, and so what ends up happening is, it actually gets easier and easier as you get closer and closer to the goal. What
And
do you
it
think about
doesn't
that?
and it doesn't matter what you are going for, what your goal is. It can
Mhm.
be something as simple or as huge as weight loss. And I put that in
Mm.
both a simple and a huge term because it can be simple and it can be very complicated. And really, that alone is a very hard thing to do. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people, they want to go after that goal. Oh, I got to lose 50 pounds and that's it. And that's what they focus on.
Hmm.
But you got to make those goals smaller.
Our minds can only think out so far. And so what we do is we bring that goal, which actually should be 6 months from now, maybe a year or year and a half, but we pull it into the now and the next, like, few days, few weeks. And it's
Yes.
unrealistic. You can't accomplish that fast. I mean, not without some drastic measures, which probably is not good. Also, remember what we just said about breaking it up into smaller pieces. So start with something simple. I always tell people, first thing, start drinking water. Nobody in this country drinks enough water. I mean, we are dehydrated, and I live in the desert Southwest, so it's really bad here. But anywhere in the country, I don't care where you live, or the world for that matter, right? Now, if you need to, I'm not going to tell you how many of these to drink a day, but let's just pick a number, 5. Okay. So if you have to put 5 water bottles out next to your bed on the night table, so when you wake up in the morning, to start drinking. And so when you're done with the last one, you've accomplished that. Do it, right? But you're starting with one simple thing. You're not, see, that's what diets are, right, Michelle? Let's be honest. Diets are
Oh,
are not, they're not making permanent life changes. What it
mm-mm.
is you're taking whatever you're doing now and you're throwing it all out at once and switching to eating this, I mean, cabbage soup,
Mm-hmm.
3 meals a day, or the
So
bacon diet.
bland.
I don't even know, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But if you slowly make changes, like add in water first, and then after you've accomplished that for 7 days, celebrate nine of cups, right?
That's right. That's what it's
Yeah.
about.
And then pick something else. Okay, my the thing that I cannot stop eating is fig Newtons. So I'm not going to buy fig Newtons anymore, and I'm going to throw them out, you know. And yeah, that hurts for a second, but it's one thing, and it's like, oh, what's something I can replace that with that's, better for me, And
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the same thing with exercise. People are, they go out and they grab the, they buy the gym membership, and they go, okay, I'm going to go every day and I'm going to do 18 exercises. And it's like, no, no, start with one simple thing, even if that's just walk on the
Yes,
block. And then every few days, add a little bit more distance, go out a little further and then come back, go out a little further and come back. Another thing,
exactly.
I don't know, have you noticed, Michelle, on YouTube that the big thing nowadays is chair exercises?
Yes, it makes it so easy. You can do it
Mhm.
right there wherever you are at home in the
And
privacy.
there's a lot of them. So
Mm-hmm.
don't try to do them all. Pick,
Right.
pick
Start with one.
one or
Yeah.
two, pick one or two, do that for a little bit, and then, add in a couple more
Yep.
exercises. And even if it takes you weeks to get up to the point where you're actually doing a full workout plan,
Exactly.
just, break it up. But as you do it, remember to celebrate. And that's going to activate the law of attraction. It's going to feed into gratitude, and you're going to be really, really surprised. So that's the card of the day that I got. Wow, all that from one card. See, I'm trying to train myself that, okay, we can just do one card. Michelle, did you pick a card?
I did not.
Oh,
I
okay,
did not.
that's fine. We can move right into something else. But first, let's pop back in the chat room. There's some interesting questions in here. Like
There is.
Nilda just asked, where is fear holding me back? See, that is one of the questions. Well, if it isn't, it should be one of the questions on the 99 questions. And
I think it might be.
there's a few others. We'll get to them in just a second. Hey, Michelle, what if I'm going to go ahead and share this PDF on screen so you all can see. So here's the PDF. 99 deep questions for the tarot, or your oracle deck, or your Lenormand deck, or we don't discriminate, but we're big time tarot people, so got the deck, right?
Number 10. Okay.
Yeah, what? Oh, there it is. Where is fear holding me back? Oh my god. Well, maybe Nilda got it from the PDF. She's cheating already. Don't go ahead. Don't go ahead, people.
In
Anyway,
this section,
what stands out to you in this section, Michelle?
I feel like what stands out to me is the one that just said, what it's number 13. What requires my conscious reflection right now? I feel like that one is a really good one to
Mm-hmm.
dig deep into what's going on, not just in your front conscious, but in your subconscious. So I like that in
I
this
like
section.
I like 11, the one right under the one we just said, where is fear holding me back? That's number 10. Number
Mm.
11, how can I tap into more alignment with myself?
Ooh, that's a very powerful question right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Question number 1, how is my path with how is my past impacting my current situation? I feel that a lot of clients whether they're aware of it or not, have an issue with
Yes.
the past impact, the baggage that they're carrying. Remember, we're speaking of 99 deep questions, we are actually in a world year of 9, right? And we're supposed to be letting go of these things. What is something I need to be aware of moving forward? Yep.
Yeah.
I like number 20. How can I be
I,
more honest with myself?
I was gonna say
You were
that
going to say that one, weren't
I
you?
was.
So we're not going to read all the questions, but we're just going to give you some examples from each of the 5 sections. So let's go to love and relationships. Which toxic relationship patterns am I unlearning or need to unlearn? Oh, I love that one.
That, yes.
What pops out to you?
Okay, what does my current relationship mean in the big picture of my life?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, and here's a big one. Some of us aren't quite ready. Like, how can I open my heart up to new love?
Ooh, that is a good one.
And he,
Which,
and you know how we're always telling people here on the shows, people asking relationship questions in the chat, and our one-on-one clients, we're always talking about working on themselves so they attract the right relationship in. And question 20, what needs to be addressed within myself in order to find love? See, we always put it outside
yes.
of ourselves. Where's that next guy or gal or other, and you have to say that nowadays. uh
Yep.
but really, a lot of it is us. Yep. So I'm going to go to the next section, questions about
Career
career and finance.
finances.
What is my true purpose in terms of my career path?
I really like the regular plain 6 and 7. What are my strengths and what are my
Yeah.
weaknesses? Just
Oh,
basic.
one that pops out to me is 13. Question 13, where am I playing small in my career? I think a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
a lot of people plateau. They get too
Oh,
comfortable.
yeah.
They get
Yeah.
they get too comfortable. How can I align my work with my life's mission?
And that's the one I was looking at. Yep.
So let's move on to questions about friends and family. Number 1, how am I showing up for my friends and family? That's a pretty good one. And then going back to the past again, question 12, how did my upbringing impact my childhood?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Number 13, what do I value in friendships?
Wait, 13? I've got,
Mhm.
how is my upbringing still impacting me today?
Oh,
What one
I'm
were you
sorry,
reading?
that's 11.
Oh, 11. What do I
11.
value in friendships? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really good one. That's a good one.
And then number 15, how am I overextending or
Mhm.
overgiving myself with friends and family?
Remember we did that show on boundaries?
Yep.
So the next section is questions about health. And here's something I wanted to say about this because
Yes.
we're not allowed to answer medical questions. We can't diagnose, we're not doctors, we get in big trouble. And I see it happening all the time. And there's people out there where they bill themselves as medical intuitives. Um, I don't know how legal that is. I mean, you got to really skim the outside of that line and not go over. um a lot of times what I tell clients is that we can't really ask or diagnose or uh, give treatment options or things like that, but we can talk about your feelings regarding the situation, maybe some steps to take in, like, areas to work on and things like that. But what I like about this section is here's a whole bunch of questions that don't really go to the medical side of things, Michelle.
Yes.
Why do I, question 9, why do I struggle to take care of myself? There's a nice open-ended, right? What can I do to feel better today? Hey, we're not prescribing anything. We're just, seeing what comes up in the cards. It might be to drink more water, get out and
Exactly.
get out into nature, get close to water, ground yourself. There's a lot of things that are not
Hmm.
medical that might come up. How am I neglecting my own health? There's one.
Yes. And I like, let's see here, 15. How can I improve my mindset around health?
Yes, and a lot
And
of people coming to us with these questions, and some of them are desperate. Some of them are, it's like, what should I do? And I'm scheduled for this operation. Should I do the operation? And all this stuff that we can't answer. But actually, what is really going on with them is their mindset.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the 18, how can I feel more energized?
Oh, and the one
I
before it
love
goes with
that.
that. I think the one before that, 17, goes with that. How can I
Yes.
mitigate stress? And then you said, how can I feel more energized? Those kind of go together really well. So there's just, some quick examples. There's a whole almost 100 questions on there
Mm,
that it's going to be much better for you than just, will I get married?
exactly.
You know what I mean? Um, So let's see. We're getting towards the bottom of the hour here. Let me do some announcements, Michelle, before we go to the
Okay.
chat room. And you can peruse the questions in chat. If anybody's listening live and has not put their question in, go ahead and put your question in. You don't have to do anything special. Just type it in. I'd like to ask blah, 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 blah. Keep it to a couple of sentences, please. Or if you don't have a specific question, you could say, can I have a message from the universe? or
Yeah.
or my angels, my guides, something, however you
So
like to word that. But what
that
we're going to do,
that last question
yeah,
that we were talking about, how can I be more energized? So I'm not ready yet because I've only done level one and I need to do two more levels, but I gotta show you Dax.
Reiki level 1.
Woohoo!
Very cool. I wish I had the sound effects like we used to on the radio,
I know, I gotta hook my thing back up so I can do my clapping. Whee!
like we had the pop the cork and pouring the champagne, and we had applause. We had all kinds of cool
Yes.
sound effects. Even, hey baby.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody, we're going to give time for people to put your questions in the chat. One question per person, unless you want to get us a super chat. That's right. We have super chat now. Right there where you type, there's a dollar sign, looks like a dollar bill. You click that, super stickers and super chats. And you can do either one, but we suggest super chats because you can type your question in and then we'll see it right away. And by the way, we'll stop whatever we're doing and we're going to go right to your question first, spend more time with you. Also, that's a way that you can make sure your question is going to be answered. Of course, you can still buy us a cup of coffee. I'll put it in the chat there. Let me grab the URL. It's open a new tab in your browser, type in psychic.cafe/coffee. And that's actually the best way. I mean, yeah, I love the super chats, but we're gonna have to get a gazillion of them before we even get a payout on those.
Hmm.
I think we
Yeah,
have
it's gonna be a
$35.
while.
Michelle, I think we have about
Ooh.
$35.
No, we don't want to cash out until that's like in
Well,
the hundreds.
you can't, the system won't even let you cash out till you're at least at 100.
Yeah, and we want to be a little bit higher than that.
Yeah. The coffee ones we get right away. Psychic.cafe/coffee. So either tell us you bought us a cup of coffee or send us a super chat. We'll go right to your question. We're going to spend more time. We'll let you ask more than one question. And you can be sure that we're going to take your question because we stop whatever we were doing. We go right to your question if you send a super chat or buy us a cup of coffee. That's right. Now, before we do all that real quick, Michelle, we've got to talk about your show.
My show, that's
Yes.
right.
Our next
That is,
live show will be Saturday, the 22nd,
yes,
coming up here.
222.
Michelle's Mystic Corner. I always say Mystic Insights. I've been very good on that for the last few months. Haven't
You
slipped
have.
up. I haven't slipped up. See, the thing is that Maria Moss, who's host of the Angelic View, for the longest time, all of her socials and email and everything was Mystic Insights. And I still have, she has a page still, I think, that's Mystic Insight. I have that stuck in my head, right? Michelle's Mystic Corner, and it's her, she's introducing a brand new segment, a new thing to her shows, and it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
the third Saturday of the, actually, it's the fourth Saturday, her third show, but the fourth Saturday of the month.
Yes.
It's going to be called Crown Share. Bring your deck. You want
Yes.
to
So
tell
bring your own
people,
deck.
you want to tell people about that?
So what we're going to
How does
do.
that work?
So Dax actually kind of introduced a little bit of how it's going to work tonight. So I am going to pull one card for the day. And we're going to talk about what that card means, what it can represent. We're going to try to, and see how it can be used. I am so sorry. See how it
Attack of the Killer Chihuahua.
It's exactly it. She has a treat, and there's a cat nearby, and she's afraid the cat's going to come get her treat.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to pull a card. We're going to discuss the card, talk about that card. Then, after that, we'll start taking questions. And during the questions, I will use this card plus another card that I'll pull from the deck. And, I'll try to only pull one card, but we'll see how that goes. In the chat, anybody that has their deck can pull a card and pair it with the card of the day. Whoops. The card of the day, and give their interpretation of their cards to the person that asked the question. And we'll all go through and give our readings together.
And Michelle, see how this brings it full circle back to Dax always saying more than one card.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that's a really cool system, right?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
greatly looking forward to it.
And she's gonna have like different things on different days, but like it's gonna be so cool because that's gonna be the first and second shows, which are on the second and third Saturday,
Yes.
will be like a topic or a guest or something. But then she's going to have this crown share every third show of the month, which falls on the fourth Saturday. Just remember fourth Saturday.
Yes.
So that's going to be really, really cool. And then, so that's this Saturday coming up, the very first crown share. And then on Sunday, we have a Psychic Cafe live show with myself, and Pamela Steele, Sunday,
Woohoo.
February 23rd. Mark it down. So, by the way, this topic idea is Pamela's idea. I love it. Vision boards are BS. Do this instead. And I can't wait. Hopefully that's a tagline that'll pull them in, and because I can't wait to hear. I may have some comments, but this is going to be all Pamela Michelle,
It
and
is.
she's
I'm
got
looking.
she's got some great ideas. And then our next live show after that will be Wednesday.
Yes.
And that is, what is it, Wednesday the 26th, and we're going to be talking about what is a tarot spread. Now, we did these shows on 3-card spreads and the 5-card yes no spread and tarot squared, and we talked about not having spreads. That whole time we never talked about, Michelle, what is a
What
tarot
is a
spread?
spread?
Yes. And I'm going to slip something else in there, and it's called a tarot lay. And no, that's not having sex with your tarot deck in the bed with you.
No.
Yeah, no. Almost no readers, teachers even talk about lays, but Michelle will know because it's often done in Wicca. It is pulling out, uh, normally we have the deck shuffled. We don't, the cards are randomized. We don't know what cards where. We have the deck face down. You either fan them out or you cut the deck and you pull the cards. They're face down and you flip them over. Random draw. This is the opposite, a not random draw, an on purpose draw. So you look at the deck, you still can shuffle if you want, but you look through the deck face up and you pull out cards that represent various things. And especially if you're doing some kind of ritual or spell, that's why I mentioned Wicca, magic,
Hmm.
witchcraft, high magic. Uh,
Yep.
you have an entire.
Justice.
We actually did we did a class years and years ago, Michelle, and the title was something like "The Tarot Deck is uh the only altar you'll ever need," and
Hmm.
talked all about doing all of your magic ritual using tarot. And
Yes.
there's so many cool things you can do. And so we can add that in with the What's a Tarot Spread show, or do it
Oh,
as a,
absolutely.
we could do it as a separate show too, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. And by the way, I want to remind folks, like tonight, next Wednesday, when it and whenever it's a psychic cafe show, so including Sunday, February 23rd with Pamela, and then the upcoming Wednesday show, it's also our Psychic Cafe coffee socials for you members. If you're a member of the Tarot Guild, you can join us every Wednesday, the second and fourth Sundays, and some fifth Saturdays. Like there's a fifth Saturday coming up in March. You see how Michelle and I are on the Zoom right now? You guys can pop on the Zoom and have a conversation, on cam, or if you're a little camera shy or you didn't do the makeup that day, you could do audio only, yes, but you can pop on with us like this on these shows, and you can ask questions about the guild, setting up your business on Psychic Cafe, growing it, getting certified. How does that work? General questions about tarot, Lenormand, oracle decks, numerology, you name it. And you can ask for reading requests as well. And guess what? We take all of yours questions and reading requests first and spend more time
Yes.
with you because you're a member. So we gave you 3 ways. You can become a member of the guild, which is only $3.25 a month. Right now, yep, 39 bucks for the membership for a year. Or you can send us a super chat, or you can go and send us a cup of coffee from our coffee page, psychic.cafe/coffee, because we are a cafe. Yeah. So 3 different ways you can jump to the, head of the line. But if you want to talk with us, hey, Michelle, this is, like when we were on the phone lines and took
Exactly.
calls. Yeah. On radio before Blog Talk went belly up.
And
Uh,
it's like
Not
how they do it on TikTok.
Yeah, and this is actually better because you can be on camera if you would like.
Hmm.
Yeah. So become a member, join us on the Zooms, right?
Yes.
And then here's our coffee tips again. Just wanted to give our little tip page there. The month of love sale, and I mean month, it's going through the entire month of February, half off everything. Membership, professional certification, courses, readings, and more. The more is like numerology reports. In fact, here's the whole pricing. All these prices are half what we normally charge. So my course is normally $299. It's $149.50 right now. My readings are normally $99.99. It's $49.99 right now. My numerology reports are normally $47 each. You get 2 for the price of 1. That's right. You can do a couples numerology. You can get a numerology chart for you and report, and a numerology chart and report for your significant other. Doesn't have to be, though. Could be a friend, family member, kids, parents, coworkers, boss. And then certification, normally $138 per level. It's $69 per level. So even if you've been a member a while and you've been, let's say, a certified tarot reader with the guild for a while now, this is the time to jump on it, because you can get your next level of certification for 69. And if you haven't gotten certified yet, the first level of certification, again, 69, and membership, $39. That comes out to $3.25. It's half the cost of a latte. I used to say it was the cost of a latte, Michelle. Now it's
Hmm.
nowadays, with today's prices, it's half the cost of a latte at Starbucks.
Yeah. Yep.
A cost. So remember to join us this Saturday. And now we can
Yeah.
pop over to the chat. Did you start working on the first question? What's the first question, Michelle?
So the first question I found was from Maria,
Okay.
and she wants to know, she's 32, and she wants to know, how many years do we see before getting her first child? And
Okay.
so the first thing I say is, I'm not a fortune teller, so things can change between now and then. Okay, that being said, we have the Three of Cups. I'm sorry, the Three of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles.
Okay.
So when it comes to Pentacles, Pentacles is Earth. Earth, I'm really not great with timing, but Earth is a very slow moving. It goes in cycles. And so for me, Earth is one of the slower movings. I know they say Cups is the slowest, but I see Earth as it takes its time, its seasons. So I can see this being three, up to 3 years, maybe, because there's cycles. So you've got to go through different cycles. You, with the King of Pentacles, you need to find the right man. And that's why I'm saying years, because you're going to have to take at least a year to get yourself right. And we know what you're going through to get yourself in the right place that you need to be. And then time to find who you're going to be with. And then time to have the child. So you're looking at a good 3 years. Okay. And there is nothing wrong with that at all. That's actually good news. That gives you time to start planning and getting yourself ready to roll.
Mm-hmm. I
And so
always say,
that's what I have for you.
when people want anything and there's a delay, it's like, take it as something really positive. It gives you time to prepare.
Yes.
And the more you prepare for something, the more you start to get in alignment with it energetically. And that's how the law of attraction works. And you start
Yep.
pulling that towards you. Yep.
Yes. Hey,
Hope,
Charlotte.
hope that helped you out. Charlotte's in the chat.
You just
I'm
jumped
right.
on.
Oh,
I
she popped on here.
right, but no face, no camera.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. You can talk to us.
I was like, I might want to say something, so I'm gonna just pop on, and I
Yeah.
might just sit here silently, and
That's fine too. Yep.
you know,
Oh, I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah, this is fun. We're having a fun show, and we're actually trying to keep it a little bit on the short side. I've been having a terrible toothache, and I'm like ready to lay down, and take more pills. Anyway,
Right.
Nilda
I,
had the next question, Michelle,
yeah.
and I'm gonna do that one.
Okay.
Thank you for the question guide. That was that. Where is fear holding me back? And she heard us talking about that. She says, "Oh, is it one of the questions?"
It is.
And so that's the cool thing. She didn't even know, but it was on the list, which, what does that tell you? That list works.
Yes, it does.
It does. So what fear is holding me back? And I pulled a couple more cards because I cannot only pull one card, so uh I got some advice from the tarot, but the fear, this is the fear, the Seven of Pentacles. You're afraid of how something's going to come out. And we do this to ourselves. We think of a future outcome that hasn't even happened yet, And we freeze ourselves, we don't even get going on something because we think of a potential outcome. This is harvest. This is, and the thing with the Waite Smith version of the card, I know a lot of other cards, there's a real, someone's got a cornucopia basket. She's all smiling and everything like that. I love the fact that looking at him, his expression, you can't tell exactly whether he's happy or unhappy with his harvest. I mean, it looks like a good harvest to me, but you never know, how he's thinking, and it could go either way. And I like it being open like that, because really with this card, it can go either way. And so, where is fear holding me back? You're too focused on negative potential outcomes. You need to focus on how you want it to be. The world card comes up to prove that and show that to you, that literally know that you have the world just open to you right now. You could accomplish anything. It's all about, what we've been talking about all day. It's come up multiple times now, Michelle, about the gratitude thing with
Yes.
the Nine of Cups, and how that works with the law of attraction, and tells the universe that we want more of that thing. And another loading mechanism is by visualizing, what you want to draw in. Now, of course, Pamela Steele says vision boards are BS. Visualizing is BS. Do this instead. So you have to tune in on Sunday to find out what it is, because I don't even know. I'm so excited for Pamela to tell me what the fucking do that I'm doing wrong. Oh, we just got unmonetized there. I use the F-bomb. Anyway, but I'm just so excited to, I'm always excited for Pamela to be on, but
yes,
he came up with this topic idea, vision boards are BS. Do this instead. I'm like, do what? She hasn't told me yet, even, Anyway, so you want to start focusing on not potential outcomes that are negative, but rather, instead of holding yourself back with your fears, you want to focus on, what is it? How do you want it to be? Whatever that is. And another card, another, how should I put it? Like little nugget of advice from the tarot here with the Queen of Wands. Of course, wands are fire, that fire energy, passion. The clue is to make sure that what you want, you're actually really passionate about. You got the 4 steps of manifestation. The 2 middle steps are emotions and passion. And people get them confused because it's like, well, isn't passion an emotion? Yes, but actually there's a fine line separation there. Emotion is the fuel to the law of attraction, but passion is the direction. It's like you could still have the emotional fuel for the manifestation, but if you're not really passionate about it, you're not going to draw it in. And then, of course, her lovely little black cat down here. Okay, that was the cue. Your black cat, Michelle, is supposed to come in right now. Where the heck is she?
I think I think he's sleeping.
Sleeping. See, yeah,
he's sleeping, and I have 2 black cats, and they're both sleeping.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like on the last shows, I mean, he's like, he or she,
he would not get off of
he's
me.
like laying on top of you and everything, and now
I had to call my granddaughter to come get him out.
Now when we need the black cat to actually be there, anyway, but cats are independent, and this is in the card, not on accident, not for decoration. It's talking about you being independent, maintaining your independence, making sure it's your passion and not somebody else's passion, Nilda. So that's all the advice that I got from the tarot for you. What was the next? Oh, Ladybug came in. Hi, Ladybug. Sorry, I'm belching.
Hi, Ladybug.
Dinner too quick, rushing into the show. Hi, Ladybug. Who else came in? Anybody come? Oh, Drops of Jupiter came in.
Yeah, Drops came in, and
hey, hi, Leslie.
Leslie came in. The
Yeah.
next question, it looks like, is a love reading for Ladybug.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I
Go for
pulled
it,
some
Michelle.
cards and I got the Nine of Pentacles. And to become the woman that you've become, to be in charge of who you are and what you have created in your life, you had to be very okay. We've got the bird and the child. So bird is about teamwork, it's about networking, it's about chattering, it's about being nervous, but it's also about being brave. So you're taking the bravery, the innocence of a child, the bravery they have. Children don't have any fear, they just go for what they want, and they don't doubt that they can do it, they just do it. They don't hold themselves back. And that's what you have. That's what you have to continue being the one in charge of your own self, your own love life. So the person coming in or the person that's with you is going through something right now. And that person is climbing their own mountain and their strength is real low because I got the Five of Swords, and their emotional state is all confused in their own mind. And so your love life looks like it is torn in two and it needs to get more balanced. So it will get balanced, but you need to keep the strength up, you and the other person, and you need to stay in control of your own self and not let somebody else bring you down. And I think that's the main message that I'm feeling here.
Hmm.
So that's what I have for you.
So Drops of Jupiter is next. While I'm working on that, you can grab the next one there. I think the next one's from Leslie. And Drops is asking, I'm open to meeting a new tribe or meeting a soul partner. I'm a widow, am ready. What do you feel? Okay, so this is what I got on that. And I got one, two, three. I got three major arcana cards. 4 out of 5 yeses. The message from the universe Drops is yes, you're ready. Totally go for this. The last card is the Ten of Pentacles, which is actually what you're going to end up at first. Let me clarify that, because in your question, you said a new tribe and meeting a new soul partner. This is representing the tribe, but you will meet the partner a little bit later after you've established yourself with the tribe. The tribe's going to come first. It's 10. That's our timing card. I'm feeling like this is a 10-week journey that you need to go on right now. Hey, it could be 10 months, 10 weeks, 10 days. You can make it happen faster. But my feeling is a 10-week process. The only way it'll turn into a 10-month process is if you don't follow this advice and do the steps, basically. Step number 1, what have we been talking about the entire show? The star card represents, yes, it's hope. There's hope that this is going to happen. You're going to get out of being, just by yourself and find your tribe and potentially find your partner, right? But it's also a card of optimism. You see all the yellow? Yellow is the color of optimism. And what we've been talking about, the Nine of Cups, feeding into gratitude, right? Optimism is another precursor to gratitude, right, Michelle?
It is.
Yep. So basically, what we're saying is that it's another attracting factor. By focusing on the optimism that you're going to get to where you plan on going.
Yeah.
it'll activate the law of attraction there. The Emperor, card 4. 4 is structure, plans. This is a hint. You need to have structure. You need to make a plan for this to happen, to find the tribe. You need to make a plan. Don't just wing it. If you wing it, it's going to take 10 months. If you make a plan, it takes 10 weeks to 10 days. 10 days is 10 weeks, somewhere in there. Like I said, I feel like it's this process where a month goes by, another month goes by, and then halfway through the other month, you're 2.5 months. You like started to establish this. The Hierophant comes in. How tarot is multi-layered. I feel that there's 2 messages coming through from the Hierophant. One is to establish ritual. The Hierophant is about establishment, rituals, the establishment, literally, government and church, and all these, any large organization, right? But establishing rituals for yourself, which goes back to the planning and the optimism, activating the law of attraction, focusing in on what is it that I really want out of, who are these people that make up my tribe and why? And that's going to give you the where. When you know the who and why, you know the where. Okay. If you go, well, I want people that are fun and sing karaoke. Oh, now you know. Is there a meetup.com group or a Facebook group all about karaoke in your area? That one popped in mind because years and years ago, I created a group on Facebook for here in Tucson for our local tribe of karaoke people, right? So, any kind of institution. So it could, you might start finding your tribe through church or some other religious or non-religious spiritual outlet. I mean, it could be yoga, hon. You start going to yoga. I don't know, but it's a process. It's a process where you go through these steps. Now, what's going to happen though, 5 Pentacles comes up to warn you, don't slip back into the, oh, woe is me thing, feeling like you're out in the cold here. These people are out literally in the snow. They're walking past the stained glass window, helps right here, but they're not looking over to the left behind themselves. They're not seeing the help. And so they're walking right past it. And it's like, oh, we're out in the cold together. Well, at least they're together, but yeah. Yeah. So this is just a hint that when you start feeling that way, that you have to do more of this. You have to focus more on the optimism and what you want to attract in and your plan. And then you end up at this with your tribe. And then as far as a partner goes, that can happen, and but it's going to be after you establish this tribe or get in contact, start meeting with this tribe. So I hope that helps you out, gives you some clues on what to do there. That was what drops. And what'd you get for this? Is gonna be the last question, and we're gonna end the show.
And I accidentally skipped Jill's
Can
question.
Can I just pop in? Because I've been like, I mean, I swear it's like I've been hitting the head with a brick like 10,000 times since I logged on here. And this may have already been talked about because I missed the first part of the show. But all of these things are things that you have to put an effort into. You have to do some work to get it done. Like Dax was saying, like create a karaoke group or whatever, but you have to invest in some of your own time and energy to make it happen. If you're just expecting the universe to make it show up, to make that big shiny new car show up. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, that's not going to happen. You've got to figure out the steps you can take to help that along. And I don't know if that's making sense, because in my head it was, and like it just wouldn't quit until I finally said something about it. And like, well, it was killing me to be quiet while Dax was talking, because I was like, well, maybe he's going to cover that issue and call it out specifically, which he did sort of. But I'm just saying, like, specifically, you must put your own energy into what you're trying to manifest and what you're trying to accomplish. You must put some of your own energy in, or it's just not going to work. Or like Dax said, it'll take forever and a day to get it done. But that's that's um that's all I had to say about that. And the other thing that I wanted to note about that last card that he showed was, it was like those both, they were just looking down. They're looking down, they're looking down, they're looking down. They're not looking up. If they would have just looked up, they would have seen that beautiful window with their, where the help was. And
Exactly.
and so, you know, sometimes we have to forget, like Dax was saying, oh, woe is me, um, kind of deal. You need to, you know, just take a deep breath. And my sister-in-law's dad, I don't know, I used to get a big um kick in the pants out of some of the things he'd say, but he'd say, keep your chin up, little buckaroo, So if your chin's up, you can't be looking down.
Yeah.
So, you have to remember to keep your chin up. Sure, you can have bad days, but um you have to remember to try, even on those bad days, to look up and see the stained glass window. So
Okay. Thanks for that, Charlotte.
Yeah.
And so what was Leslie's question? And then we have to get out of here. That's our last question.
Okay. So for Leslie, her question was, should I apply for my next academic advising position at a larger university in the next 4 weeks? Um, I've been at my current academic advisor position at my small college for almost 3 years. So I pulled 5 cards. I did Dax's yes no spread. I got all yeses. So the first card I got, for me, I got all yeses. The first card I got is an Ace of Wands. So you're being handed an opportunity, and you should not look at that lightly, okay? And so the next card we've got is the Devil card. So you may feel in your current position like something is wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking into another position or a bigger university. We also got the Temperance card, and she is telling you there comes a time when saying no to what you don't want and saying yes to what you do want is okay, and it's good for you. And sometimes it feels heavy to do that, but if you do that, you will be able to celebrate in the end. And so I think that, in my opinion, going to the bigger university in the end would be more beneficial. So that's what I have for you.
Awesome sauce. Well, it was a great show. I had a great time. I just put in the chat.
Absolutely.
I forgot to give the URL out, psychic.cafe/love for our month of love sale. Go check it out. Everything's half price. But the main thing I want to tell everybody about is the guild membership, because it's only $3.25 a month. half the cost of a latte at Starbucks a month. $39 for the whole year. You get to join us on these Zooms. You get to come to our private events just for members, and a lot of other benefits. You can read about them all on there. Go check it out. And I know there was something in the chat. I think Dan was asking if we got Jill's question. And, I've scrolled back and forth like 3-4 times now, and I don't even see Jill on my.
I seen her question, but I told her I would message her.
Right.
So
So
I'll
we
just
apologize for that. I swear to God, I'm scrolling through it right now, and there are no Jills on my chat. So that might be a glitch with the chat system. I'm
it's
not.
meta crazy. She said,
Okay.
I want a message from the universes.
Oh, see, I didn't understand that when he said it was Jill. I was looking for Jill,
Yeah,
not Meta Crazy. Okay, yeah, and I did not see her question. I see her,
that's okay.
I saw her messaging a lot in there, and I thought we had done a question for her earlier on about the number of kids. Oh, that was Maria, though.
That was Miss Maria.
That was Maria. Yeah. No, I didn't see your question. I'm so sorry about that, but that happens. Sometimes we can't get to everything. And but Michelle will chat with you after the show about it.
Yeah,
Uh, we will be back on. Well, Michelle will be back on Saturday. I'll be in the chat with Dan and everybody, and Charlotte and whoever pops in. So we'll see you on Saturday. Don't miss it. It's going to be really cool. The brand new first time ever Crown Share. Bring your deck. That's this Saturday, February 22nd. Bye,
I'm looking
everybody.
forward to it. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
Shar.
Charlotte. Bye.
Hope your tooth gets smelling better.